Welcome again, all you hoppy little kangaroos. We're in Xplane 11 once more, and today we are going to continue our flight down the Croatian coast from Ploce, where we are now. We're going to tootle down to Dubrovnik, which is down here. So straight down the coast a bit more. There is actually another Cessna currently taxiing over there. I've spawned in on the runway threshold because the ramp spawn was in the middle of the runway. And I've got to get this startup done quite quickly because this guy's taxiing. There he is over there. You can see him in the distance. You can see his landing light down there. He's actually taxiing towards me. So I need to get startup and airborne before he arrives. So let's unpause this. And we'll quickly go through the checks. Park brake on. We'll get the battery on, and then we'll turn the avionics on as well. We'll check that our transponder's on as usual. Boom, there she goes. Get the beacon on. I won't bother with the taxi lights because there's no need to taxi, but we will get the nav lights on right away. Check the mixture's full rich. Proper's clear. Let's get this baby started. You can hear that chap. Good. Now we'll turn the alternator on, which we forgot in the last episode. I'll leave the fuel pump on. Actually, no, I will turn the fuel pump off now that we've got fuel flow. Taxi lights are not needed, and the nav lights are already on. Flaps are up. I don't need any flap for this. Okay, I can hear this guy. Oh, he's right next to me, so I better get myself airborne here. I've changed my track IR profile a bit, so the yawing is a bit quicker. I need to probably deal with that and release the park brake. Oh, that was terrible. I forgot I had the park brake on. So despite all my efforts there to improve my check situation, I've forgotten to turn the park brake off. But we're away. Okay, we've got excellent airspeed. Jeez, I left that a bit long. Right. Making sure my flaps are up. Taxi light is off. Landing light is off. Although, as we know, the landing light is a bit bugged and doesn't work. So, I talked about frame rate in the last episode, and I know how to do that now. You can shift control F. So there you can see I'm currently getting about 35 to 40 frames, which is actually not that great. Not as good as I thought it was. 35 to 40 frames per second. It's actually probably the lowest of any sim or any game I fly. So what I might do is just reduce my graphics settings a tad, and we'll see if we can improve that. I'd ideally like to be running 45 to 50 frames. Well, actually, ideally I'd like to be running 60 frames, because that's where my VSync is capped to. And I'm actually quite surprised that I can't run that amount of frames. It's now sitting at around 40, and I presume that as I go up in altitude, the frames will improve. But it is a lot less than I expected. So there we go. Interesting learning there. Trying to get some more frames out of this thing would be good. Just trying to trim out now, reduce RPM, and we'll start our cruise down the coast. I will just go to the right a bit because I want to go around this little promontory which sticks out here. Anyway, turn the frame rate counter off because we don't want to look at that the whole time. I've updated my track IR profile a bit, so it's a bit better confined to the cockpit. If I lean back, I don't get the seat in the way. I can't stick my head out the roof now. So I think I've got a really nice track IR profile now that keeps my head constrained within the cockpit. I can see a bit better back behind. And it's just rotating a bit unnecessarily there, but yeah, slightly. I could do with perhaps a little bit more yaw, but that's actually quite realistic. The little tilt there right at the end isn't, but and the speed of the movement's probably a bit too fast. But it feels a bit more natural than it was, and I think I'm much less likely now to stick my head through the dash or behind the the head cushion in particular was annoying. That's just me actually. I'm leaning my head against my chair, my computer chair here, and I rotate my head to the right, and that's what I get. That looks just about perfect. It's really nice. So I'm quite happy with how my track IR profile is now coming along for the Cessna. Now we're going to turn left and we're going to follow the coast down. We are sticking with VFR today, and once again we have real world conditions, although 13 degrees Celsius, I don't believe that for a second. So I'm not sure why. Perhaps I forgot to update the conditions, I'm not sure. Can I quickly do an edit flight? Real world, tracking real world time, yeah? Track real world time. Done. Customize. Last updated just now. Just do a quick refresh. We'll just get the latest weather conditions. See, it says here, what have we got? Oh, I don't know what 59 bloody Fahrenheit means. Okay. Fly changes. Do I just keep flying? Yep. 13 degrees still, apparently. Now, I'm pretty sure that's not realistic. Now we're going faster. Yesterday we were struggling along at 100 and something. But today we're really rocking because we've got the flaps up. So there we go. That last flight was a bit of a disaster, actually. Quite a few things I messed up. Still no sign of this landing light working. Still not patched. Yeah, this is much better flying conditions. Now that I know that the frame rate's down in the mid-30s, I can. It's more obvious to me that the frame rate's not great. So next video, we're going to try and improve that a bit. Try and get some more frames out of this thing. So I'll do a bit of reading online to see what the single biggest, the single biggest influences of frame rate are. And we'll see if we can eke out another 10 frames. Without making too much of an effect on visual quality. I'll also do some tests turning on and off the SkyMax Pro plugin. See how much of an effect that's having on frame rate. Okay, let's check the map. There we are, trucking down this coastline quite nicely actually. It's pretty much a straight journey on this L607 radial. Obviously I'm not following the radial for altitude, but for direction I'm just going to tootle straight down it. Not a cloud in the sky. I wonder if turning SkyMax Pro off will give me different weather conditions. I'm not sure if SkyMax Pro talks to the weather generator or not. RPM sitting on 2400. Let's go for 2500 RPM. We'll go for speed today. Try and knock out this journey in good time. Got a couple of more F86 Sabre videos uploading or have been uploaded recently. Really enjoying that machine in DCS. It is super machine. Really fun to fly. Really easy to fly. It's super easy to fly. Not having a propeller makes so much difference. And it's a real smooth machine. Lovely piece of engineering. Me and the chaps from 54 Squadron have been having a real blast in DCS lately. And we have got the Vigan coming soon. Within the week, we will be flying the Vigan, the Saab Vigan. As soon as that comes out, I'm going to put a video together of our first efforts to fly that thing. It's probably just going to be me clicking a whole lot of buttons to try and work out what the hell I'm doing. But I'm really excited about the Vigan. YouTube is going to be flooded with Vigan videos within the first week or so. So anyone who likes Swedish aeroplanes is going to have plenty to look at. Oh wow, the frame rate, jeepers. 30, 32, 30 for a second there. It's climbed back up again. Back up to nearly 40 now. I don't know if that was maybe weather loading in or some land tiles loading in. Rocking along though. 115, 16, 17 knots, 130 miles per hour. So nearly 200 kilometers an hour here. Airspeed, that is. I think we've got a slight headwind. No, we've got a tailwind almost. Oh no, we do have a headwind. That's interesting. The wind over the land is 9 knots from the southeast, but over the sea here we've got a westerly. We've got a sea breeze coming in. So we're flying into a 9-knot headwind here. So we've got about 110 knots ground speed, I would suspect. Something like that, give or take. Still, we're going a lot faster than we would if we were driving. That's for sure. Lovely coastal road down there. Some really cracking coastal roads through this part of the Dalmatian coast. Look at this. Beautiful inlet here. Road bridge across the mouth. It's just visually superb. If I ever get down here, which I'm actually planning, I am planning, maybe even this summer, to get down here and see this part of the world for reals, I will try and get some photos and videos. Maybe throw them up on YouTube as a wee tribute, who knows. Making great progress, we're rocking along, this is superb. Oh, this is fast flying, I'm enjoying this. Is the traffic down there? Is a bus or something? Yep, looks like a bus. It is tolerable flying with 30-35 FPS. It's not basically anything over 40, I think, because 40 Hertz is what the human eye can detect. So I'm told. I don't actually know for sure. But so anything over 40 Hertz you don't notice. Anything below 40 Hertz apparently you do notice. But I think our tolerance is actually probably a bit more fine than that, because you can kind of tell the smoothness difference between something that's running at 60 or 70 versus something that's running at 40. It just feels silkier. I'd love it if I could get the frame rate up to 60 or 70 Hertz. That would be superb. Check the map. Okay, not terribly far to go. We're probably coming up on the halfway point in this journey. Just going to go into a short climb here just to make sure I'm really clear of this high ground that we're flying over. Gaining an extra 300 or 400 feet. Lovely farmed plateau up there. So they're good. And we'll just settle back into a level attitude again. But what I think we might do here is just drop down now on the far side of this ridge line. And we'll just drop down towards sea level And we'll proceed down this piece of water here with below the ridge lines. Okay, just getting a bit fast. Just entering the caution area, so I'm going to bring the throttle back as we descend. Not a single white cap to be seen. Ah, actually, it looks like there's just a little bit of... Nah, it's not, it's just reflection. I had enough of my ranting about the sea textures in Xplane 11, so don't need to hear anything more from me about that. Sit right down low here. Really good. Right, I might just ring up 2992 apparently is the current QNH. Don't know what I'm on. $299. Let's just try and get a better visual on that. 2998. Jeez, we need to roll right down here, don't we? Come on. Why is it not? Ah. There we go. That's a more accurate representation of my altitude. 500 feet. That feels about right. So, cruising along, 500 feet above sea level. On a sunny winter's day, 7 degrees now. Somehow we've managed to drop from 13 degrees at 2,000 feet to 7 degrees at sea level. Don't know why there was such a massive inversion in temperature, but I don't know what that's all about. 7 degrees sounds like it could be more realistic. Who knows? Heading of 118. This is a really nice bit of flying along here. Following this coastal road down to Dubrovnik. I use Shadowplay to record these videos, and one of my things I've noticed with Shadowplay is you can't record the mic input and the software audio on different channels. They're both pre-mixed together. So getting the balance between the sound of my own voice and the software is really difficult. You've noticed in a lot of my videos my voice is too loud, the game is too quiet, and then in others it's vice versa. That problem could all be completely solved if NVIDIA would just update Shadowplay and add a separate audio channel. But since they put Shadowplay out 2 or 3 years back, when it came out, it's fantastic. It's really great. The interface is amazing. It obviously integrates perfectly with the NVIDIA cards. They just seem to have stopped doing any development work on it. I don't know why, because it's such a great piece of software. I may consider switching over to another, a separate video and audio recording package if Shadowplay stays in its current state. But NVIDIA, pull your bloody finger out, guys. Just add that second channel. That would be fantastic. Second audio channel for mic. And then we could do all our post audio mixing by ourselves in our audio or video workstations, and it would just be diddly diddly dee lovely. Right, I'd say we're halfway. Actually, no, we're more than halfway. More than halfway. We are coming up on 2/3 of the distance. The visibility today is super duper. Look at that! Contrail up there. Someone's heading south. That's the noise that aircraft makes. There's actually two contrails up there going in perpendicular directions to each other. One there going south and one there going either east or west. I think he's coming eastward. Yeah. How's our airspeed? We can kick that up a bit. Let's go for a bit more RPM here. I think we've been climbing over the last year. We climbed up through that section back there behind us. Ah, this new track R profile is lovely. Yes. See the back seats, kind of. I can see out the window. I don't know why I get that random rolling when I move my head to there. If I keep going on the yaw axis, suddenly it tips over. Might need to address that. There's another really nice town here. Some hillside, probably terraced in real life, I wouldn't be surprised to find out. Some great towns along this coastline. Bit of a beach by the looks of things down here even. Some square-edged land masses there. That's always indicative of human activity. Some small jetties and whatnot. Might be an old fishing village. Right, I need to start thinking about my visual cues for entry into Dubrovnik. Let's take a look at the map. Okay, I'm straight in on this heading, and I've got an island. And then I've got Dubrovnik airfield not far off. My wind is coming from right to left at 4 knots. But the wind inland appears to be coming from the south. So it's going to be a bit difficult for me to pick an approach heading. The airfield should be... There it is. There's the airfield. And I'm lined up for straight in. So we're just going to go straight in from here.
Still on, Rolly?
Oh, I've got people in TeamSpeak. I'm just going to mute TeamSpeak. 1 second. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Hopefully I remembered to edit that out of the final. Right, so we're too low apparently if we go for approach. So we're going to start setting up for landing now. landing light would come on if it was working. Fuel pump on. I don't turn the taxi lights on yet, and we'll leave the strobe off. I know my gear's down, don't need flaps. Mixture I can keep it full rich. Secure the cockpit. I'll put the old yoke in. It's always fun to watch someone going like this as they're on final approach. And once I get those white lights, so the runway threshold's right there, and I've got the 4 red lights either side. Oh, I think they just went white. Did they? Or are they going... Okay, I'm on glide slope now. So, I'm going to start holding. I've got 2 whites and 2 reds. I'm on glide slope for touchdown at Dubrovnik. This is really nice, coming straight in like this. Fantastic. Okay, I might be a bit too high. I'm going to reduce it to 2000 RPM. We're just going to fly it in like this. Got a slight wind from the right, so we do have a bit of a crosswind. Okay, we're getting a bit too high here. Getting some. Got the full white package, I think. I've got 1 red, so I just need to dip my airspeed. Oh yeah, I'm too fast. Come on, I'm more aggressive on the throttle. That should give us a higher rate of descent. We've got 4 whites, I think. Yeah, we've just climbed a bit. Well, we haven't really climbed, we've just exceeded glide slope. Okay, I got a red's coming back on now. So, we'll push that throttle up in a second once we get our 4 reds. Now you can see the effect of the crosswind now, I think. Although the wind actually seems to be coming from the left. It's blowing me off to the right here. Okay, back on 4 whites, I'm too high. Okay, we're going to put in our first notch of flap. We are below flap speed. Just making sure of that this time. Okay, definitely too high. I can tell visually I'm too high. Just going to pull the zoom back a bit. And get a second notch of flap in. Nice and slow. Good. Got our red light. Our first red light's back on, so we're just coming back onto slope. Final notch of flap. Oh, that nose dip's no longer there. Full flap down. We got 1 notch. We got 1 red light. Not quite lined up on the runway, but I don't mind actually coming in with a slight angle because there is that crosswind. Okay, now we're just going to line up. Such a low approach. Low, shallow approach. Yeah, see, I'm too high again. Right, a bit more right rudder, please. Need a bit of just right rudder to get trimmed. Alright, not lined up too badly, a bit high, but I know we're just on the cusp of that red light. Those 2 red lights here. And as soon as I drop this throttle, we're going to get back on glide slope. It's okay if we... Alright, just give ourselves a bit more airspeed now. Yeah, that wind is certainly having an effect. I'm constantly being blown off to the right, so just going to Get ourselves lined up a little bit better. Almost on a good slope here. Just a fraction too high. But I'm totally happy with this. Which is always a bad sign, because that means I'm probably going to balls it up. 2 reds, 2 whites. Visually now, ignoring the PAPI system. I'm not going to hit the centre line, I don't think, here. Runway's got an interesting sort of arch on it. Okay, we're just about to set down. And we stall ourselves onto the runway. Jeez. Come on, turn. Right rudder. I've got full right rudder on. Why is the aircraft not turning? Right rudder. Jeez. Right. Oh! Full right rudder and right toe brake. Nothing. No response. Ah. Left works. Let's just check if my keys have unbound, shall we? Let's just go to input. MFT crosswinds, here they are. Yeah, that's working. The yaw is working. Right toe brake. Okay. That's interesting. If I do the left toe brake, it's not recognizing my controls. That's me putting the left toe brake in, and this is me putting the right toe brake in. So it's actually not recognizing the controls. Now, it's either my joystick has stuffed. So let's go. Interesting. Right toe. There's the right toe brake. Works now. Left toe brake. And yaw. And we'll ignore the 4th axis. Next. Next. Finish. Right now. Right toe brake. Aha! Still not working. Come on, right toe brake. There we go. Yep, right toe brake's in. Come on, turn to the right, turn to the right. I've got full right rudder and the right toe brake on. It's awfully slow responding. There we are, there we are. Okay, right, we're going to taxi our way across now. Sheesh, get those flaps up, I think. Right, well that was all a bit nightmarish, wasn't it? Having the controls not recognised properly. Does seem to be working though now. That's right toe brake, yeah. At least I'm getting some steer. Right, let's keep the nose wheel on the ground. Bugger off over here. Oh, it's actually working. Actually use the toe brakes to steer this aeroplane now. Lovely. Right, I don't want to go all the way over there to the main stands. So we're just going to park. No, I can't park here. This is not even a park. November 1720 Papa, what the fuck are you doing over there? Sorry guys, I'm just doing donuts. It's totally fine. Totally normal. Oh man. Okay, they've really, I don't know if they've really, but it seems like they've really changed the ground handling. The rudder no longer seems to work. I just need to zoom up there, just check there's no one taxiing towards me. Good, there isn't. Okay, it's just me here. Okay, well, we're going to park on the other side of this Air Berlin machine. And what was that, Iberia or something? Just putting both my brakes on for a second. Iberian Airlines. Oh, we've got a busy airport. Is it Canadian Airlines, Canada Air? I don't know. Oh, stop. Okay. Oh, he's getting pushed back. This is the first kind of active airfield I've been to. There's aircraft being pushed back. Come on. Right toe brake. Right toe brake. Left toe brake. Right. My brakes still aren't working. It stopped working. That's left toe brake. I've got both brakes fully depressed, and yeah, there's something really strange with my rudders. Yeah, look how much they're depressing. Left rudder, a left toe brake depresses all the way. Right toe brake hardly depresses at all. So it's either these pedals are fucked, or the game's just having a problem with the... I think the pedals might be going... they're brand new, actually. I've only had these crosswinds for 2 or 3 months, and it looks like the right brake may be going already. I'll have to have a bit more of a look at that. But here we are at Dubrovnik. Here's a good angle to watch the landing from. I've got my flaps down already, and you can see I'm cocked into wind quite a lot. This what I think was a crosswind. So we'll watch the set down from about this angle here. It's me putting some sauce on because I realised that I was... Yeah, it's quite an angle actually. Must have been more of a wind than I thought. You can see the windsock over there. Definitely a crosswind. Bit heavy, bit heavy. And there's my having no control on the ground, no ground handling, no right rudder or no right toe brake. Yeah, not a great landing. My first probably serious crosswind landing, I think. Serious crosswind? I don't know if you call that a serious crosswind. That's actually quite a limp windsock, isn't it? Probably 5 to 10 knots. Still. Crosswind landing at Dubrovnik. And it's a nice sunny day. We might get a night flight in next. We'll see. If they fix that landing light, then I think we will.